Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Tom.
It's our TOEIC unit, and we're on day 2. And as you know, day 1, we focused on a son and his dad going to a place to look at some different study tour programs for the son to go on in the summer. So after hearing what his interests were, the lady who works there, Erica, she offered or she suggested the University of Oxford study tour package. It seemed to fit or match his interests a little bit more than probably the other things in her office.
Indeed. So this is a brochure, and it's introducing this particular study tour to Oxford, or more specifically, the University of Oxford. And this is what it says about it. It gives pretty much a summary of the information or a summary of all the things that are offered with this program. So let's find out what this brochure is all about. Let's listen from top to bottom, and maybe you can decide whether you want to go to Oxford as well.
Take advantage of a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in the rich culture and history of the famous University of Oxford. Our complete study tour package offers a perfect blend of academic learning, interesting workshops, and exciting trips, all designed for those passionate about culture and history. Academic activities. Our wide-ranging program includes various academic workshops covering different subjects, such as literature, history, engineering, and medicine. In addition, participants will enjoy attending engaging guest lectures given by distinguished professors from the university, ensuring a truly thought-provoking experience. Cultural excursions. Besides academic activities, our tour incorporates fascinating cultural trips, allowing participants to explore well-known sites like the Bridge of Sighs, Christchurch Cathedral, and the numerous colleges. These visits are certainly worthwhile and give you a deep understanding of the rich history of the university and the city. Transportation and accommodation. We carefully organize smooth transportation services for all planned activities and airport transfers. Moreover, cozy accommodation in the city lets participants fully experience this prestigious institution and its lively surroundings. Price and registration. This amazing package, priced at 105,000 NT dollars, is an excellent investment for your cultural and intellectual growth. To confirm your enrollment, a 40% deposit is needed during registration. Visit our agency to complete the necessary steps and secure your spot in our Oxford study tour. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind opportunity. Embark on a memorable journey through the historic halls and charming streets of Oxford and create lasting memories while broadening your horizons. Well, let's dive in, guys. As we said at the beginning of the program, this is the brochure. So imagine you're holding a small book-like pamphlet brochure in your hand, and you're checking out some of the details of the study tour program or package. So at the beginning, it kind of gives you a summary of what they're offering. They want you to take advantage of a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in the rich culture and history of the famous University of Oxford. It's very, very old. That's one of the highlights of it for me. I love old things. I love old buildings, and I love history. If you immerse yourself in something, you really get fully involved in it. If you immerse yourself in a book, it's so engrossing and engaging that you forget the time and you don't hear people around you. You're so caught up in the story. So to immerse yourself in something is pretty exciting. And there is a lot of rich culture and history at this place that they're taking a look at, the University of Oxford.
Yeah, the verb to immerse does describe something being put into something else, like putting something dry into something wet. This reminds me of the old days when I worked in a dark room, you would expose the photographic paper, and then you would immerse the paper in the developer. You'd take it out and put it in the stop bath, and then you'd take it out of that and immerse it in the fixer, and eventually you'd be able to see a nice picture. Nowadays, of course, we use digital cameras, and we don't need to do that. But in any case here, we're talking about involving yourself in the rich culture, immersing yourself there, being completely surrounded by that rich culture and history of that famous university in Oxford. Now, our complete study tour package offers a perfect blend or mixture of academic learning, interesting workshops, and exciting trips. There's those excursions again, all designed for those passionate about culture and history. So, yes, indeed, that's what this tour package offers, a blend or a mixture of all these different kinds of things. Academic learning, which means going to classes and learning things, and you also have some workshops, which are special ways to learn things. And again, you can have those excursions to various locations around Oxford, and all those things together are designed to please someone who likes culture and history.
Yeah, it says this is all designed for someone who's passionate about these things. If you're passionate about something, you have a lot of strong feelings about it. You love it. So you can be a big fan of football, or you could say I'm passionate about football. This particular guy, Callum, just loves culture. He loves history. I understand, Callum. That's something I love too. So let's look at the first particular section here, academic activities. When you see this word academic, it just is associated with learning. So some people actually go to a school that's called an academy, if it's a private school at least. Usually public schools aren't named academies, but if you see the word academy, it's a school, and academic is an adjective, and it just means relating to education, learning, a scholarship. Here are some sort of learning activities that they're offering.
And it says our wide-ranging program includes various academic workshops covering different subjects such as literature, history, engineering, and medicine. So it's a wide-ranging program. It has a wide range of different things. And we've got different subjects here, literature, all about books and poetry and plays and stuff like that. And we've also got history. Of course, the history of the UK is probably covered. We've got engineering, which means you learn how to make things, basically, how to make machines or bridges or whatever. And then also they have the subject of medicine, which is all about what doctors do. They try to make people feel better when they're sick.
Also, they have participants who will enjoy attending engaging guest lectures. So they have guest lectures who come in and give, these wonderful talks, I guess. So it's engaging. Also, it's very interesting. It captures your interest. So they're engaging guest lectures. Somebody who is actually giving the talk would be a lecturer. You have to put an extra R on it. Lecturer, and the lecture is actually the talk or speech they give. These are given by distinguished professors. I'm sure they have a lot of really great professors. If you're at the University of Oxford, they have some of the best minds there. Distinguished just means very well respected. They've been around for a while. They've been very successful. I think a lot of people look to them for their opinions. So, yeah, they probably have some really great guest lectures. And they are given by the distinguished professors from the university, which would be amazing because it's very difficult to actually get in and study at the University of Oxford.
Right, and all these things are ensuring a truly thought-provoking experience. So they're making sure that you have this kind of experience, which we're describing as a thought-provoking experience. If something is provoked, it causes you to have some sort of reaction. So if you go to all these classes and attend all these workshops, you'll be thinking more and more about different things. It's a thought-provoking experience. It makes you think more.
Yeah, which is great. A lot of times, school's kind of easy, or you're not really pushed to really do much thinking. So anything that's thought-provoking is great for your growth. Here's the next one, cultural excursions. We talked about those being these short trips that you could take. So besides academic activities, it says our tour incorporates fascinating cultural trips. If you incorporate something, you put something in or you take it in as part of something else. Maybe you've written a research paper and you found some new information after you thought you'd finished it. So you take that new information and incorporate it into your research paper so it's even better and you get a higher grade. So this tour includes or takes in fascinating cultural trips, these excursions, and they allow participants to explore well-known sites. And here are a few. They've got the Bridge of Sighs. Sigh here is this sigh. That's a sigh. And Christ Church Cathedral, which is gloriously beautiful. And there are numerous colleges that are all part of the university.
Right, and of course in universities we've got colleges that focus on specific subjects like the College of Medicine, the College of Philosophy or whatever. So you'll have all these fascinating cultural trips to all these different places, and these visits are certainly worthwhile and give you a deep understanding of the rich history of the university and the city. Now, if something's worthwhile, well, it's worth your time. It will provide you with some kind of profit at the end of it. It's worth your time to do this thing because it will be very profitable for you. You'll gain something. It will be worth your investment.
Yeah, the opposite would be it wasn't worth it or it's not worth it.
Or a waste of time.
A waste of time. I hate that. So maybe you had to do a lot of work on a particular project, or maybe you went somewhere that wasn't easy to travel to, but it was, in the end, it was worth it. So if somebody says it's worth it, it was worth the time, the money, the effort. It was very valuable to you. It was important to you. And when something's worthwhile, then you're always glad you did it, regardless of how expensive it might have been or how hard it was to actually do something. It was worthwhile. It was worth it. You can actually say that too. So these visits are worthwhile and they give you a deep understanding of the rich history of the university and the city. Remember, the city is called Oxford and the university is in the city of Oxford.
Right. Okay. So another concern that you might have when you go to England to attend this particular study tour is the transportation and, of course, the accommodation. You can't just go there and come back in one day. You're going to be staying there for several days or maybe several weeks. So you do need to arrange places to stay. And that's what accommodation is all about. It includes where you stay and what you eat and things like that. And again, transportation is getting around. Getting there, having someone come and pick you up at the airport and taking you on those cultural excursions, that would be included in transportation. Here it says, we carefully organize smooth transportation services for all planned activities and airport transfers. So yes, they're going to have these planned activities, which are those cultural excursions, so they need to arrange transportation. They'll probably arrange maybe some kind of tour bus or something like that, or maybe you'll use the local transportation, take the local buses, or maybe they'll have you ride bicycles, who knows, but they're going to arrange the transportation for you, and then of course they're also arranging airport transfers.
I wanted to mention that we'll often use the word accommodations with the S on the end. I think we use that more often than we do without the S. So what are your accommodations like? And it doesn't have to be multiple hotels or multiple places. It could be one place. But we do use accommodations quite frequently, just so you know. So you could put the S on or leave it off and you'll be okay. So yeah, they talk about how they're going to get you around. One of the scary things for travelers to a new place, a new country, is once they get to the airport, how do they get to the hotel? So sometimes if you're looking for an airport transfer, try to look at a hotel that offers it for free.
Right.
And then you don't have to worry about it. They will make plans with you ahead of time. where to meet. I think that's really helpful, especially if you're traveling alone or you don't speak the language of the country. That can be scary too. So it says here they've got cozy accommodation in the city. So if it's cozy, it's very comfortable. It's kind of like you're at home. It's not formal. Cozy can be great. The place I stayed when I went on study abroad was not cozy. It was pretty awful. It was just like really cheap dorms that students stayed in, but they weren't there in the summer. There was no air conditioning, and it was hot in France. So, yeah, hopefully you have a good place if you go on this. You're paying enough. Although in UK, I have to warn people, they don't always have air conditioning in older buildings. So be forewarned about that. And you do have some hot days in the summer. Here it says they'll let you fully experience this prestigious university. Prestigious is very well respected, famous. Taida here in Taiwan is very prestigious. So is Zhengda. These are prestigious institutions, well respected. They have good reputations and they have great professors and students there.
You will hear this word pronounced as prestigious sometimes. So prestigious, they're both correct pronunciations. And again, Oxford University or the University of Oxford is a prestigious institution. And of course, it has lively surroundings, which you'll check out. And they're going to arrange all that transportation for you. So you don't need to worry too much about that. And I think they'll also maybe have a shuttle bus that will bring you in from the airport. So you don't really need to worry about that too much. Well, the big question is, how much is this going to cost? What's the price? Well, here's some information about price and registration. Here's the price. They're not beating around the bush here. They're coming right out and telling you how much it's going to cost. This amazing package, priced at 105,000 NT dollars, is an excellent investment for your cultural and intellectual growth. So that's, I don't know, that does sound like it's kind of expensive, and I'm not sure if that includes transportation. I wouldn't think it would, right? That's probably something you need to arrange separately through your travel agent, but the whole program is going to cost you 105,000 NT dollars. And yes, indeed, to some people that just might be petty cash. To other people, that might be just something they can't possibly consider.
Yeah, so yeah, it depends on your situation, your economic situation at home. So I would imagine that this particular package does not include airfare because flying these days is very expensive. So it says here it's an excellent investment. It really is, depending on where you're going and what your interests are. That particular experience can actually change your life sometimes. Maybe you go on one of these study tour programs and you find what you really love. Maybe your interests or what you're going to major in suddenly changes. It can. Or maybe you decide you like that particular country and you work towards immigrating to that place. So it's an excellent investment for your cultural and intellectual growth. You'll learn a lot. You'll make new friends too. And to confirm your enrollment, you have to put down a 40% deposit during registration in order for your place to be held. This particular study program might be really popular and get booked up fast. Enrollment just means you are officially enrolling in something. It could be a class, it could be school, it could be just like an exercise class. They have these great exercise classes that they offer here in Taiwan. They have these excellent community gyms that offer classes that are quite affordable. So, yeah. You might need to confirm your enrollment and put down that money if you want to hold your spot. And it says here, visit our agency to complete the necessary steps and secure your spot in our Oxford study tour.
Right, so that's what this is all about, to register or to enroll, and you need a 40% deposit. You need to give them 40% of that 105,000 NT dollar price tag, and that will guarantee you a place in this particular study tour. And finally, it wraps up by saying, don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind opportunity. Indeed, it is a very unique, special opportunity. Embark on a memorable journey through the historic halls and charming streets of Oxford and create lasting memories while broadening your horizons. So if you embark on something, you begin a journey, oftentimes in a boat, but in this particular case, we're just talking about beginning a long journey, and you're starting your memorable journey of your trip to Oxford there, and after that, your life will never be the same. And, of course, you'll create those lasting memories you'll have for the rest of your life. But you'll also broaden your horizons. To broaden means to make something wider. And horizons, of course, refers to your future. The horizon is basically the line between the sky and the ground that you can see in the distance. But yeah, if you broaden your horizon, you just create more opportunities for yourself.
Yeah, you expand your range of interests, your activities, your knowledge. Remember, guys, horizons has to have an S on the end. I've heard people here in Taiwan say broaden one's horizon. No, it's plural, so be careful with that. Right now, we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back with some discussion questions.
Hello everyone, 我是派老师。今天讲解的是9月26号 Unit 13， 也就是多益单元第2天的课程。前一天的课程提到游学，一般而言，代办中心会有他们推荐的行程。不过，我们如果能够明确告诉他们我们对哪些主题有兴趣，代办中心就比较能够针对消费者提出的需求而做建议。我们今天这个单元是前一天对话的延伸，进一步介绍历史文化。如果很吸引你的话，其实你可以考虑参加英国牛津大学的游学团。课文里面详尽的介绍游学团行程包括哪些项目，包括有 academic workshops， 也就是学术工作坊，还有呢文化之旅 cultural excursions， 而这毕竟是要提供给消费者的文宣，不免俗的也会提到团费价格。好了，那我们就先看第一段。Take advantage of a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in the rich culture and history of the famous University of Oxford. 好，那我们看到这里呢是用祈使句，好好利用 take advantage of。好，所以基本上 take advantage of 后面如果加东西，其实是要善用的意思，没有什么负面的意思。不过同学请记得哦，如果后面加的是对象，那就不是一件好事了。比方说啊，像前一阵子台湾兴起有所谓的 Me Too， 我们常常会知道说性骚扰是不对的，但有些人呢就是会做这件事情，会去占女生的便宜。那我们会说 He was taking advantage of the girl。这吃他的豆腐其实也会这样子用，那甚至于说去利用别人其实也是 take advantage of， 所以 take advantage of 后面加人的时候呢，常常都不是一件好事啊。好，那再来我们看到 immerse in 其实就是什么样，就是能够沉浸在这个环境里面，所以参加这个游学团就有机会沉浸在牛津大学它的历史文化当中。好，那我们讲到游学团，它是一个套装行程 a study tour package， 里面到底有哪些东西呢？ It's a perfect blend of， 所以混合了很多东西，有学术方面的学习，也可以参加有趣的工作坊，那还可以呢去一些非常好玩的景点。好，我们看到后面 all designed for those passionate about culture and history。哇，这里呢其实省略好多哦，像比方说呢，这个 design 其实应该是 all of which are design， 所以以上这些呢，它其实呢省略了这个 which。好，后面这个 be 动词当然也要跟着省略了，以上这些呢都是为了谁而设计的。那后面呢，这些人 those people who are passionate about， 那当然这里也省略掉，就只有讲出说对历史文化呢感兴趣的人，他也是把关代省略掉了。好，那我们都可以看得出来，其实这里第一段最后一个句子就是主旨句哦，从 Our Complete Study Tour Package 开始，那很清楚的我们就看得出来，它接下来就是要介绍这个牛津的游学行程。第一个部分呢，就是比较学术性的啦。好，所以呢就有 academic workshops。那它所涵盖的内容呢，包含不同的学科 different subjects。好，那接着呢就进一步的介绍说，参加的人就可以呢去上很多的课程。Engaging guest lectures。 好，这里用 engaging 来修饰 lectures 这些不同的课程。Engaging 其实就是有吸引力的意思哦。那像某个人他的微笑很吸引人，你也可以说 She has an engaging smile。 好，那 个性很吸引人，当然也可以 an engaging personality, right? 好，再来，请同学看到这个部分第一段其实还有一个形容词特别值得注意，就是 thought-provoking experience。什么是 thought-provoking 呢？就是相当知性，它会让你呢进一步的去思考，你就可以说 thought-provoking。好，再来我们看到第二个部分 cultural excursions， 所以有一些旅游行程它是文化知性之旅的，所以我会带你去探访一些知名的景点 explore well-known sites， 所以就是探访知名的景点。好，那我们看到这一段的最后一个句子 These visits are certainly worthwhile， 请同学把 worthwhile 画起来。这个形容词在这里就是告诉你绝对会让你觉得不虚此行，所以什么事情不会浪费你的时间，你就可以说 These visits are certainly worthwhile。 这些行程呢是不会浪费你的时间，会让你觉得不虚此行的。好，那后面呢当然要交代一下这个旅游行程怎么安排交通还有住宿的。所以原来啊，你只要搭飞机到了机场之后呢，后续的安排都会有接驳车 Airport Transfers， 等于是从机场把你接送到牛津这个大学城。好，此外呢，他们所安排的住宿是非常 cozy 的，是相当舒适温暖的。好，再来呢，我们可以看得到其实在牛津大学附近，因为牛津大学是很著名的学府嘛 ，this prestigious institution。好，那它后面讲到 its lively surroundings， 当然指的就是附近热闹的大学城。再来，我们看到最后一个部分呢，就是针对游学团的团费了。所以我们看到 this amazing package priced at， 请同学特别把 priced at 画起来，记得我们用过去分词，定价呢就是105000多台币。好啦，那再来，当然就不免俗的要告诉人家赶快报名哦。好，以免呢到时候没有位置了。好 ，visit our agency to complete the necessary steps and secure your spot。好，这样呢才能够确保，你拿得到名额 ，secure your spot in our Oxford study tour。好，那以上呢就是我们针对这个多益课程第二天所做的中文讲解。谢谢大家。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, everybody, as promised, we're going to be asking and answering some discussion questions. And here's the first question. When you travel, do you prefer making transportation and accommodation arrangements yourself or having others handle them for you? Why?
Oh, I don't have a secretary, so I have to do it myself. I prefer doing it myself anyway. I guess I could call a travel agency.But I like to look for a while, and I always buy something online. So, yeah, I have gone to a travel agency in Taiwan before, and they were great, but I still prefer to do it myself. What about you?
Well, many years ago, I did backpacking, and I would arrive in, say, Thailand, and I would probably head down to a certain part of the city and look for a place to stay that way. But I'm not so young anymore. I probably would prefer to have those reservations made ahead of time, which you can do conveniently online. So, yeah, I would do it myself, but, yeah, I'd like to have all those arrangements made ahead of time so I don't have to worry when I arrive. Here's the next question. Many parents believe that sending their children abroad allows them to broaden their horizons. Do you agree? Share your opinions.
It can, for sure. I would definitely check into the program. The one I went with was part of my university, so my parents knew that they could trust that I would be safe and I would be taken care of. Nowadays, I don't know if I would. The world's getting more dangerous. So it would be something I would think about. You would have to have a child who's pretty responsible, very mature. Otherwise, they might get into some trouble.
Right. So it depends on the situation, and I agree with that. And that brings us to the end of our lesson for today. And we encourage you to have a discussion amongst yourselves. And I firmly believe in the bottom of my heart that you will have a discussion more interesting than the one that we just had. From all of us here at English Digest, my name is Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.